Boom, 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 Chenka lads and lasses. How's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig on Flying Pig United. I hope you're all having a good one. Thank you so much for stopping by and getting involved today. Just cheeky little afternoon stream here. We're just going to be talking about some of the major United headlines and a bit of news that's going around at the moment. The World and his dog is reporting that there's some sort of contact being made between Manchester United and Donny van der Beek's agent and Ajax and all this business. So we want to get into that a little bit. I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on it. Thank you to everybody that's getting in here and waiting for me to get going. JP in the house, what's going on, my friend? Jonathan Gallagher, how are you, matey? We've got the special one in here, Liman Isa, soccer blogger, Illy United. Everyone, thank you so much for getting in here. Aria Shah, shout out to you. Let's get into it then. So Donny van der Beek to Manchester United. Is there any basis for it? Where's this all coming from, you ask, guys? So last night on Twitter, Fabrizio Romano, well-respected international journalist extraordinaire / spy, Fabrizio Romano, aka 007 Italia version, he's had something to say on it, basically. He just sent a few tweets out yesterday, and he commented and he said, Ajax have an excellent relationship with Manchester United. They already know how much Manchester United are interested in Donny van der Beek, but they're still waiting for an official bid to be submitted. Barcelona are so quiet by weeks on Van der Beek. Donny van der Beek, then he also went on to say, Donny van der Beek would love to join Premier League and he's waiting for an official bid after clubs have contacted his agents on last week. Ajax will let him leave if any club will match the price tag, around 40 million euros. So think about that, 40 million euros, what's that, 36 million pounds or something, 35 million pounds, somewhere in that region. It's a good amount of money to be playing for Netherlands international. He's been capped 10 times for the Netherlands. Obviously, he's come through the Ajax Academy. He's been playing at Ajax to a very high standard. He's 23 years of age. Look, it's a decent, finally, we're actually linked to somebody. This is what I'm talking about. There's all that business with the Sancho stuff at the start of the year, but actually, you know, we bloody haven't been linked to anybody else really properly. Anyway, this is not even official contact either by the football club here. Just to let you guys know, there's actually no official contact by the football club as of yet, right now, like he's just said. He also went on to say United are in contact with Donny van der Beek, agent by weeks. He's been sourced for many months. He's considered an opportunity, but Ajax are still waiting to receive an official bid. Barcelona are denying any contact to sign Van der Beek, so Barcelona apparently not interested in signing Van der Beek. United should be looking to sign Van der Beek. Now, he is a good player. He's 23, like I say. I mean, if you look at his statistics, it's hard to really say because he's playing in the Eredivisie, and the Eredivisie is a very good league, but it's a different step up in class and quality when you come into the Premier League. But I'm looking at his stats here. In the 1920 season, you know, he's played 23 times in the Eredivisie. We're not talking about the Cups or the Europa or anything like that, Champions League. We're talking about the Eredivisie here. He's scored 8 times. He's got 6 assists in 23 appearances. I mean, those are some pretty good stats. He is obviously a player that can do both in terms of defensive abilities, and he can pass. He can obviously score a goal there because he's got 8 in 23 games, which is pretty good from central midfield. He's even played out there on the left, I think, once. So, you know, he's got a little bit of versatility to his game. He can play CDM, central mid. You know, you can attack in midfield even. So you can play him in a few different positions. He's 23. Like I say, he has played 10 times for the Netherlands team as well and played through all their different stages up the youth development. So he's a good player. He's coming to the best years of his career. Is it an inspirational signing? It might well turn out to be, actually, because he does look very good. He is 23. Coming into the Premier League, can he replicate that sort of level of performances that he's shown for Ajax, for Manchester United in a bigger, more physical, faster league? I think that's probably yes, because he's 23, guys, and he's got a lot of developing and learning to do. Now, what do you do? There's a player like, say, Jack Grealish. I know they're not the same sort of players, but he's like £70 million. There's no incentive for Aston Villa to sell him. He's, of course, a versatile player himself, but 70 million quid just because he's English, basically, and plays for an English club. It doesn't really give good value, whereas, look, coming to get a player like Donny van der Beek from the Eredivisie for 40 million euros, that makes a heck of a lot more sense if you're looking at trying to strengthen the team in a bunch of different areas. Because we all know you can't just go out and spend hundreds of millions of pounds in a window, realistically. So you do have to budget a little bit. You need to get your proper core players in there, but this is one that's that's, you know, I don't know if he's going to come in and dislodge the likes of Matic immediately, but something like Van der Beek, Pogba in the midfield there with Bruno in front, that does sound pretty tasty, my friends. Do us a favour and smash us a thumbs up on this video, by the way, lads and lasses, if you're tuning in. I'm going to get into the comment section soon and see what you legends think about it. But do smash a thumbs up on this vid and get your thoughts and opinions in. Would you take Donny van der Beek at Manchester United for that sort of money? I'm just thankful that we're being linked to some sort of a player again, because it's a bloody joke what's been going on. But but yes, so the reason why, another bit of information that's come out today that makes this sort of more believable that maybe Manchester United are in for Donny van der Beek is just simply the fact that he's been left out of Ajax's next game, I believe. So they got a friendly with Eintracht Frankfurt. Just a friendly. Doesn't really necessarily mean all that much, but they have left him out of that squad, which when you think about it, there's no real reason to leave him out of the squad other than they want to protect their asset, other than that he's being heavily linked with clubs away, other than that maybe the club is ready to deal with the departure of Donny van der Beek out of their team. So I think that there is some basis to this, folks. Now, whether or not it's United, or I mean, there's a bunch of different football clubs that are being linked with Van der Beek. That's the annoying thing. Van der Beek apparently was close to joining Real Madrid at one point not so very long ago. So that's obviously a factor. Tottenham are apparently interested in maybe bringing Van der Beek in. Barcelona, there's a couple of teams that seem to be interested in it. So if United are going to bring him in, they need to act fast. They need to get the deal done. They need to get the business in. They need to stop fannying around. Ed Woodward and the board, man. Oh my God, I'm getting bored myself talking about those bellends. Because what are they actually doing at this moment in time? And just get this deal done, get the Sancho deal done, and we'll feel all a little bit better about starting the new season, won't we? It's not rocket science. We don't need to get the centre-back in necessarily right now if there's not one available, even though there is. But at least get a couple of players in to help Solskjaer before the start of the season. At least do that. That's what really bugs me about this window so far. It doesn't seem like there's much intent for us to actually give Solskjaer the tools he needs to go out there next season and improve upon last season. Like right now, we just got the same old shit that we had last season. How do they expect us to persevere and get on and progress? That's what annoys me. So hopefully this is all true. Hopefully we are heavily linked with Van der Beek for a very good reason, because there is some contact being made between the clubs now. This is what's being reported anyway. There's a lot of speculation about it, guys. What do you guys think about it? Like I say, statistically, he's very good. You can go into last season as well and look at his stats over the course of last season. And he played 34 times in the Eredivisie, 9 goals, 10 assists. Some sexy stats there, some pretty tasty stats for what is effectively a sort of deep-lying playmaker of a footballer, really, or defensive sort of midfielder. He's playing in that DM role. He's playing in mostly in the just in the centre of midfield, though, doing it all. He's doing it all, you know, this guy. So, yes, get your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, guys, and thank you very much for joining me. I can see there's a bunch of you in here. We've got Koiz Ali. He says, we are getting Donny van der Beek. It would be very nice if that happened. I think it's just one of those players that we should just sign now. It's ridiculous. Okay, I can understand not wanting to spend 70 mil on Jack Grealish because he's just, you know, it's not good value. It isn't good value. Just because United need players doesn't mean we should go and get Jack Grealish, who is a good player, but is he a world beater? I mean, £70 million is a bit too much. Soccer blogger comments and says, Fabrizio released an article about 30 minutes ago saying United are confident they can agree a deal with Ajax, Flying Pig United. Absolutely fantastic. You see, like, hopefully it is something that we can be excited about. But look, don't count your chickens too soon, because we all know what our board are capable of doing here. This is the board that were in talks and deep talks with getting Erling Haaland into the club not so long ago and managed to F that one up, folks. So don't get too carried away. Don't get too ahead of yourselves. Let's just hope that we can get the deal done and that Van der Beek wants to come to Manchester United. This club can provide him absolutely everything that he wants. We've got Champions League football. We are building something for the future. He would fit into the mould of what we're trying to do at the moment. And I think that is one big key to this transfer window. United haven't gone out there and panic bought any big-name players. We could have done with getting some big-name players, don't get me wrong. I don't think it would have been a panic buy, but we haven't gone and splashed the cash. Well, I guess if you look at Solskjaer's signings and what we tried to do post-Mourinho, we are looking for a different sort of player. We are looking for a player that is going to get better and wants to improve and wants to grow and wants to come to United and really play for the shirt. And I think that is what you're potentially going to get with a player like Donny van der Beek. Right then, let's get into your comment section, lads and lasses. Thank you for joining me. Hey Gungshi, what's going on? He says Phil and Small Dong reunion is on. Why, what's going on with Phil Jones and Chris Smalling? Is Phil Jones on his way out to Roma? Is that what you're saying? Or have we got Chris Smalling coming back to Manchester United, potentially playing in the back line? Thank you, Gungshi. Great to see you, mate. Hope you're all good. Alex is in here as well. He says, VDB's agent confirmed today that Real Madrid have been ruled out. Let's go! Come on, Alex. Hopefully that is good news if Real Madrid are ruled out. Hopefully some of the other clubs are just not going to be as interested as us, because we're more desperate. I think we need to move quickly, but we all know what our board is like in terms of actually making deals happen speedily. Doesn't happen. There are a bunch of bloody turtles out there when it comes to that. T800 says, I have no confidence in our board at all, Pig, to get this done. I'm with you, man. I mean, I don't either. Like I say, they'll probably just go and negotiate with them and then say, oh, do you know what? Actually, we don't want to pay £36 million. We're going to pay £35.2 million, okay? And then we want to pay maybe 15 of that next season. Is that okay with you, Alex? It's a piss take, man. Probably that's what's going to happen. So hopefully not. Hopefully we can just get the deal done. I think that's a reasonable amount of money when there's not a lot of value in the transfer market right now. After a pandemic, when everyone's scratching around for cash, or they're not scratching around for cash, these people, are they? At Manchester, at the top anyway. But certainly, okay, the football club has been impacted by a lack of match day revenue, and just generally, everybody's been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. So I get not wanting to go out there and splash ridiculous amounts of cash, but this is good value. When you look at the value that's out there at the moment, Donny van de Beek represents really good value. There's no value in signing these young English players anymore, folks. We knew that anyway. We knew that a long time ago when we've been paying premiums for English players. It happens. Look at Slabby Maguire. There's no incentive for these clubs to sell English homegrown talents. Everybody needs them in their squad. You have to have a certain quota. So, of course, it just puts the prices up. There's a whole bunch of you legends tuning into this live stream today. Thanks for stopping by on this Sunday afternoon. Lazing on a sunny afternoon. Smash us a like on it, would you, lads and lasses? Hit that like button and get involved in the comment section. Also, if you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button. Get involved. Jaya Nair says, if we can't sign Sancho, then we can sign him. I would be disgusted, though, if we finished this transfer window. I hear you, but I'd be disgusted if we finished this transfer window and all we had signed is Donny van de Beek. That's not enough for United this season. Plus, it's not even the main problem area of our team. I think we have got a lot of good players in midfield, but not any really great players. Okay, Pogba is a great player on his day, actually, and I'm not really including Pogba and Bruno anyway. I'm just saying everyone else, like Matic is great, but he's 32, he's getting on a bit, needs looking at being replaced at some point. Fred's very good all-rounder, but I don't think he's great at any one thing. I don't think he's brilliant at defensively or anything. McTominay, I would say the same sort of thing going for him. I don't ever see him as being a world beater. I think he will be a very good player, actually, and I see him maybe going on to be like a Darren Fletcher or something, quality like that, which is great, and a great leader out there as well, and a character. But in terms of actual top quality, I think United are lacking a little bit in that area. So that would make sense. But then if you look at the right mid position, the right wing position, we've got an 18-year-old Greenwood who's been entrusted with that position. And they're asking a lot of him at the moment. This is a young lad who's developing, and you don't want to rush him along too quickly, in my opinion. You want to give him a little bit of time and leeway and time to improve and come on and develop as a footballer. You shouldn't really necessarily have the mantle of being United's right winger, doing what he's being asked to do week in, week out at that age. Plus, what I think what's great about him is he's so versatile, he can play anywhere. So we should get somebody there anyway, which is Jadon Sancho. That makes a heck of a lot of sense to get Jadon Sancho into the football club, as well as Donny van de Beek. I think most United fans, after the window we've had, which is a shocking transfer window, most United fans would take, come the end of the window, signing Donny van de Beek and also Jadon Sancho. I think most of us would take that. And realistically, what would the board have to spend in order to get that? It would be somewhere in the region of £150 million, which is a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money for a club like Manchester United when we're that far behind the Scousers of Manchester City. And you see other clubs around, like Chelsea, spending money. And just what if Messi ended up at City? Like, these are all just speculations, but Chelsea are actually going out there strengthening. So it's imperative that United try and strengthen right now. I think most United fans would take Van der Beek and Sancho. What do you guys think? I mean, would you think that's a bit of a poor window if we just ended up with those two players? Because bear in mind, we don't have a Garlo as a permanent player. He's just on loan until January. So backup striker, another option for striker. We do have Greenwood, though. If we sign Sancho, that just allows Greenwood to be our rotationary striker along with Martial for years, doesn't it? There's a bunch of you getting in here, folks. Smash that like button. Get involved in the live comment section. I want to hear from each and every one of you about your thoughts on Van der Beek at United. Who else we should go and get in this window? We all know United need a centre-back as well, like Upamecano or somebody. Koulibaly's being talked about. Lots of players. But the fact is we're not really doing anything about it at the moment, which is a shame. Peter Nielsen in the house says, any rumours of outgoings? This is a very good point as well. This is another reason why United can afford to spend 150 million this window on Sancho and Van der Beek, because we've already got rid of Alexis Sanchez. He was on 500 grand a week or something preposterous, man, whilst at Manchester United, and that is a joke, and he's gone off the book, so that's an extra 500k freed up right there. We also have a couple of other players, Tahith Chong, I think it's Werder Bremen, and then you've got, if you look at some of the other players that are potentially leaving in this window, there is one or two, I can't really see how Solskjaer can justify Jesse Lingard being in the squad much longer or Phil Jones being in the squad much longer, because those guys are on over 6 figures a week. They're on over 100 grand a week, those guys. Jesse Lingard, I think, is on 150k a week. What do they add to the squad? We know Solskjaer quite likes Lingard, so I don't think he will sell him. But players like Phil Jones, there's a couple of other players that you can see going out the door in this window, which I would like to see, whether it's a loan, whether it's a transfer. What do they really add to us? All they're really doing is holding players back in a way. Like if you look at our centre-back position there, we could do with bringing another centre-back into the squad, somebody who's got more potential than the ones we've already got right now, because I do think we have got a few issues there. I think Twanzebe's very good, actually. Give him a shot. Lindelof is just not really quite up to the standard for me. Maguire, slow as all God. He needs some help. He needs some help at the back. He's great in the air and, defensively and on the ball, but he's slow as all God. He needs some help at the back there, man. Soccer Blogger comments, pre-COVID, United would have probably spent 70 mil on Grealish. Now we are going to pay 35 mil for a better player in Van der Beek. There you go. You've made a good point there. I mean, look, Woodward, say what you want about them, but they've been fanning around all this time. Look, hang on a sec, actually, because United haven't got the deal done. But you're right, like I was saying earlier at the start of the video. What represents better value? 35 million quid on Van der Beek, a Dutch international with 10 caps, who's been doing it at Ajax for years and has very good stats for a number of seasons, same age as Grealish, or Grealish, who's had a good season for Villa, standout season as one of their best performers, but is twice as much money. And also maybe there's a little bit questionable about his character as well. If you think about some of the stuff that he's done recently, it's just, I know I talked about it previously, United kind of need a little bit of arrogance, a little bit of swagger out there, because we are lacking that a little bit. But also just, character-wise, I question him with what happened over lockdown and stuff, with him getting done drink driving, all that business. I kind of just think, maybe he's a bit of a troublemaker, I don't know. Well, there's a bunch of you legends in here getting involved today. Thanks for stopping by. Shout out to every one of you on this Sunday afternoon. Do us a favour, hit that like button, get your thoughts in here. Gungshi with a comment says, we'll probably end up with the Brooks fella and the Longstaff brothers from Newcastle. There you go. It seems like Woodward and the Glazers are shopping around in the bargain bin, Gungshi, doesn't it? Like they aren't prepared to meet Dortmund's valuation of Sancho, which is somewhere in the region of 110 mil. 120 at max. What they want to do is finance that deal over years. That's what we understand is going on, which I think is just sums up their ownership of this football club completely. They want to get the player on layaway, basically. They want to get him on the never. That is how our football club is operating at the moment, unfortunately, with our owners. That's how they bought the football club, so it's no surprise. But yes, that's what's stopping us, really. If we were to just give them most of the money up front, we could probably get him for a lesser figure, but what we want to do is finance the deal out, because we don't have the money necessarily because of the Glazers and because of what they're doing at this football club. But yeah, the Longstaff brothers, David Brooks at Bournemouth, these are the other sorts of players that we're being linked with, because they are bargain bin players right now. And maybe United could go and get them, but look, there's nothing wrong with going to get players from a relegated side. I mean, we saw Manchester City do it. There's a very good reason why Pep Guardiola has signed Nathan Ake, because he's great in the tackle, he's very quick, he's left-footed centre-back, they're few and far between really good ones, he's the right age, he's getting better, so look, that was a good sign, and maybe we should have gone in for him too, in all honesty. Like, that's what's pissed me off, though, about this window. It's just been a very bad window. What a bunch of heroes getting in here. There's 200 of you, actually. Thanks for stopping by. Jonathan Gallagher says, Jose Mourinho, you still upset about not getting Harry Maguire? He probably thought he's got away with that one, actually. He's probably got away with that one now, eh? dodged a bullet there, because look at what Harry Maguire's really done. I mean, he's got himself in a bit of trouble recently, but even before that, he's not justified the 80 million. I don't want to speak badly of the lad, but there you go. Thank you, Matt Rush. He comments 58 likes. We've got 58 likes on the live stream. If you haven't hit that like button yet, please do smash that like. It will definitely help this stream out, help this channel out, compete with some of the bigger channels, etc. This is just a one-man band. I am the pig. Thank you for joining me. You are the Bacon Brigade. Much appreciated. Aaron Homeyards has liked and shared, matey. Cheers, pal. Maximilian7 says, hi, Pig. Is it just me, or do you think we are prioritising the wrong positions? We need a right wing and a backup for Tony, in my opinion. I fully agree with you. If we just ended up with Van der Beek come the end of the season, that would be a poor window, because that would be prioritising the wrong positions. Like you said just there, we need right wing and a Tony backup. Tony must. The thing is, though, actually, when you think about it, because Mason Greenwood's such a great finisher and is quick and has great movement, is only 18. I actually like the idea of not getting a replacement for Ighalo up top there. I think that actually a striker would be not the best spent right now, and I'll tell you why. Because if we did get the money spent on Sancho and get Sancho in at right wing, and Ighalo's off in January, well then what does that really do? It leaves all the impetus to score goals on Tony Martial and Mason Greenwood. And of course Rashford on the left, but I'm looking at the striker position, number 9 here. What it does is it gives Mason Greenwood that opportunity to be the rotationary striker, that number 9 as well. And I think he can do that just as well as he can do playing on the right, if not better. In fact, from what I've seen from Mason Greenwood with his finishing ability, the fact that he's so great with both feet, the ball's coming across him, he's good on the left, good on the right. I think that he's got the ability to be one of the best finishers we've seen at United. At 18 years of age, he's already very impressive doing it regularly, and just looks like he's got more natural finishing ability than just about anybody at the football club when it comes to natural finishing. What you're asking of him to do, just react and put the ball in the back of the net. He's brilliant either foot. So yeah, I think there's a very good chance that he could be given that mantle as that backup, or that impact player, or that rotationary striker, or that player to play in different competitions. Mason Greenwood at striker. So I kind of like that. And then what that also does is it also allows him to play on the right wing whenever Sancho's needed a rest, or if he's picked up a knock or anything. Same with Rashford over on the left-hand side. Like, Greenwood can just come in there and do the job in any of those positions. So I like that, because he is 18, he does need experience, he doesn't want to be rushed along too quickly. So I think right wing's the most important position in our team for that very reason. But then, if you ask me what the next most important position would be, this season we've got Matic in there. We've seen Matic, Pogba and Bruno work very, very well. We've also got Fred and McTominay backing them up. So I'm not too concerned about that. I would like to see it improved, absolutely, but centre-back, I think, is an issue. If you want to mount a serious challenge on all fronts in all competitions, or even just challenge for trophies, you need to have a proper top-quality backline. And our backline is not a top-quality backline. Even though we might have spent top-quality money on it, it's not a top-quality backline. I think it's fair to say that Maguire is a very good player, and will get more comfortable and more confident and better at United. I don't think this was a great season for him, settling in a struggling side. I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka is just one of the best right-backs in the world, so that's not an issue. But the other sides of the pitch I'm a bit worried about, because Luke Shaw can be in and out of the team with fitness concerns sometimes, injury issues here and there. I think Lindelof's not great in the air. Lindelof does get himself caught out positioning wise. He's just a little bit of a calamity at the back sometimes. In fact, in the air, he loses the aerial battle more than probably any of our other players, including Luke Shaw, who's like fully 5'8" or something. So I think that he needs to be replaced, in my humble opinion. And I'll give Harry Maguire the benefit of the doubt. I don't think he's a world-class player, even if he's the most expensive centre-back ever or whatnot. I don't think he's necessarily a world-class player right now. Maybe it's just the fact that he needs another top-quality centre-back to go along with him. Because we talked about that. We talked about how maybe they're just a little bit too similar in a way. Like, they're both good on the ball. You've almost got that couple of ball-playing defenders there, when what you really need is a stopper and a ball-playing defender. Somebody who's really physical, really good in the battle, really good in the tackle, really good in the air. Eric Bailly's been very good for me, in my opinion, but he's, again, too erratic and in and out the side. Let's get into the comments. The comments is absolutely popping off in the live chat today, guys. Thank you to each and every one of you for getting in here. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Get involved. We're on the march to 25k subscribers. In fact, we've been teething around it. So if you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. We cover all things Manchester United on this channel. We do watch-alongs for every game, reactions, news, all that good stuff. Viking Red says Harry's a ledge in his best position, right centre-back. See, it's interesting, isn't it? I think we need to get somebody to partner Harry Maguire. I don't think we've seen the best of Harry Maguire because of the limitations within the role there, I think, with who we've got in there and the personnel. It's not good. I mean, fact is, our statistics this season for goals conceded is actually not too shabby. And with De Gea making errors, it's pretty, it's pretty apparent that the backline's actually statistically done pretty well. Hey, thank you, Gungshi. I really appreciate this, mate. He's just sent a PayPal over. Thank you, Gungshi. He says, cheeky donation towards Don Piglioni's next bottle of Sicilian Vino. Oh, thank you very much for that, Gungers. What a top lad. Appreciate it, mate. Alex as well with a little super sticker or something there as well, dude. Much appreciated. Right. Rach United says, I have no videos. How can you mod Jose? I don't know what that means. But yes, get your thoughts in now, people. I want to hear what you think about the Donny van de Beek situation. I'm going to stick around for a little while and go back and forth with you now. Do you think United are going to get it wrapped up? It seems like a no-brainer to me. It's great value. Get it done. Like, I'm not saying don't get him. I'm saying I don't think it's enough this window. If we only get Donny van de Beek, it's not a good enough window for United. We need to get Sancho as well, and ideally a centre-back. This is the window now. Okay, if you want to be sensible with valuations and stuff like that, this is the window. This is what you do. You get Jadon Sancho for 110 million. That's a lot of money. You sell a couple of players like Lingard, Phil Jones, whoever. Sell a couple of players, get them off your books. That's fine. United's not really even going to feel the hit of signing a new player like this very much. We've got the new TV right deals in. Come on. You get maybe Upamecano, 21 years of age, looks a great centre-back. Absolutely bossed Diego Costa when I saw him in that game. I've only seen him play once or twice. I've seen enough to say that at 21 he looks like a good prospect. Don't know how much he would cost, but surely it wouldn't be the earth. And then Van der Beek's 36 million pounds. If we're prepared to meet Ajax's valuation of 40 million euros, we can go and get Van der Beek. And then all of a sudden, we've got three players in. The spine of the team, effectively, has been improved markedly. You've got Van der Beek, a successor to Matic in the side. You've got Upamecano, a replacement for Lindelof in the side. Ultimately, our depth is improved overnight because Lindelof's still around. Twanzibi's still there at the back. Bailly's still there at the back. They're all fighting it out there. They're all covering, all playing in different competitions. Makes a lot of sense. And then you've got all the competition you need in the centre of the park as well. McTominay's still there. Fred's still there. Matic and Pogba. And you've got Van der Beek. Suddenly, we go from having pretty poor depth to having really good depth and really good prospects for the future. Because I keep saying it, this United side's only getting better. There's only a couple of elder statesmen within the side. Juan Mata, Nemanja Matic. There's not really that many older players in this time. It's a very young team. All of them are going to progress and get better as players over the course of the next few years. Some of them drastically. Players like Greenwood, Rashford. I'm expecting them to really improve over the next couple of years because they're all still so young. So yeah, if you add the right players to it now, which Solskjaer's been doing, and to be fair to the Glazers, they have the players that they signed last season all fit the right mould of players who are stepping up and have something to prove. Thank you, Matt Rush. He says, smash a like for the pig. There's a bunch of legends in here. Mohamed Sayal, shout out to you, pal. Viking Red, JP in his house, one of the legends. Connor Watt, Rach United, D-Hev Rubsendi, Steve Morrison, Chizzy Bello, Joseph LVR, Ranveer Singh, Mike Dillon, Gaz B, KM. There's a bunch of heroes in here. Thank you for stopping by and getting in there. Smash that like. KM says, we need a left-footed centre-back who is quick, strong and good in the air. What really bugs me is the fact that we didn't even have a go at Nathan Ake there. Solskjaer said himself, didn't he, after the game? He went up to him and he said, we need a left-footed centre-back. Like, joking to him, look, we're going to be in for you, lad. But we didn't even get the chance because as soon as the window opened, because they've actually got owners that are prepared to go out there and do the business early to help the manager, and they're not just trying to pinch the pennies. They'll even spend a little bit more to get their guy right now. That's the difference. That's why Manchester City ended up getting Nathan Ake, because we were too damn slow to do anything about it, unfortunately. I think Solskjaer would have liked Nathan Ake. He would have liked a left-footed centre-back with a bit of pace, who's a good stopper. He would have liked that. Is he Paolo Maldini? No. But in the future, he's another Netherlands international. You could have had Van der Beek, you could have had Nathan Ake for 75 million, my friends. Just for one Grealish. I mean, what represents better value? Getting Nathan Ake and Donny van der Beek, or just getting Jack Grealish? I mean, what would you rather have done? I'd actually like to know, because some people out there might think Jack Grealish is a cut above or something based on what he's done in the Premier League last season, but I don't know. Have a vote anyway, guys. If you would have rather United, I know it's pointless now, but if you think it's better value to get Nathan Ake and Donny van der Beek or Jack Grealish, put a 1 in the live chat for Donny and Nathan Ake, and put a 2 in the live chat for Grealish. Just interesting, because I doubt anybody's going to put 2. I think most people would agree that we should have probably had a go at Nathan Ake at the start of the window, because he was a good value player. Doesn't necessarily mean he's a great world beater, but if you're 24 years of age and you're part of the Netherlands setup and you've been one of the most impressive players in it, to be fair, a relegated team, but you were one of the most impressive players. It's not really his fault that they're relegated. He's had a good season in amongst a shower of shite. So look, the special one comments too. There's a couple of people that would just rather Grealish, to be honest, by the sounds of it. And ordinarily, I might say, like this is the argument. This is usually I go the other way, right? But not in this case, because I think that's better value. Like with Sancho, if they said, oh, spend 110 million or go and spend it on 3 budget players, I would say no, because I think Sancho's going to be one of the very best players in the world in the future. So I would say it's worth spending the money. It's worth getting that player of that caliber, because he's going to be at your football club for a decade and he's going to be one of the best in the world. So it just makes so much sense to get him in there. Whereas Grealish, is he going to be one of the best players in the world? I mean, come on. He's a very good player. He's a very good player, but is he going to be one of the best players in the world? I don't know if he's got the right attitude today. We'll see. I mean, he's actually been very good for Aston Villa, but he's playing for Aston Villa out there, guys. We'll see. We'll see how he gets on. I mean, he was very good against us, actually. He scored that sick goal against us, didn't he? He's a good player, but, is he top echelon? Is he £70 million worth? If he was 40 million, if he was 50 million, I would say yes. He makes a lot more sense. I would. But because the valuation is somewhere in the ridiculous of 70 million, I don't think there's good value in that one. Samuel Ingram says, Flying Pig, I'm surprised Leeds United don't buy Jack Grealish. Yeah, interesting one. I mean, Leeds, look, they could sign some players. We've already seen them. They signed Rodrigo the other day. They signed Rodrigo, Spain international. I used to play with him on FIFA all the time. He's a good player, and they signed him, and he's a Spanish international striker. So, look, they're making some moves. I don't get why United haven't been able to get a bit more business done early on. Like I said, I think Man City pipped us to Ake, and we were just too slow on the uptake on that one. Dennis Johnson says, how about all the above, Pig? What, all of the above? Sultan Lugaba says, we need Sacco. Fair play. What, Sacco from Crystal Palace, you mean? Connor Watt says, Van der Sar over at Ajax won't mess United around for Van der Beek. He'd be fair. I agree with that. I think that they'd be happy with that valuation of the player. The thing is with Ajax, what does... This is the difference. This is what separates a team like Ajax from Beek, even though they're in the Champions League every year, because they just win the Eredivisie more often than not. They don't have the same draw as pretty much any Premier League side, because the money for one is not quite there. They have to do it a different way. They do probably one of the best jobs in the world of developing players, and their youth system is one of the best in the world. And Dutch football has always been punching well above its weight for the population of the country. They produce some of the best footballers ever. So fair play to the Netherlands for how their system goes. If you want to learn how to produce players and nurture players, just look at the Dutch system, because they really do it fantastically well. But yeah, I mean, Van der Sar, he would probably, we've got a great relationship with Ajax at the end of the day. We sold them Daley Blind, didn't we? So look, we've just got a good relationship with Edwin. It's a shame we can't just sign Edwin van der Sar and replace our potato-headed Ed Woodward with one of the greatest goalkeepers to ever play for Manchester United. That would be nice. As a director of football, somebody who's actually got the merit to be in the job. That would be the ultimate for me, if we could just get rid of Woodward. Never mind signing the players. Getting rid of Woodward would be the key for me. Oh, my days. Yeah, true. Alex says, because Jack wants to join a big team. Not Leeds United. It's very true. Leeds United, I mean, come on. Okay, I want to have a little vote in the live chat then, folks, because it's an interesting one. I personally think Leeds are going to stay up. I'll just tell you that right now, because I think that Bielsa's a smart manager. I think they have played some really good football on their way to getting up here. I think they do have a good team, but Premier League's a completely different step up. But just have a vote in the live chat. I'd love to know what you guys think. Stick a 1 in the live chat if you think that Leeds United are going to stay up this season, or the next season, I should say, this coming season. Stick a 2 in the live chat if you think they're going to be relegated. Alex says no, they won't stay up, so he thinks they'll be relegated. United forever comments, it seems Van der Beek has confirmed his move to Man United. Does it really? How so, United forever? Let me know in the live chat, bro. Oliver H says, drop a like for the pig. Thank you so much, mate. Yeah, hit that like button if you haven't already. That will help this channel and this stream out amazingly. There's a bunch of you legends tuning in on Sunday. Thanks for watching. Thanks for everybody that got involved in the late night FIFA stream last night as well. I'll be doing a FIFA stream later on tonight on the gaming channel. So if you're not subscribed, click the link in the description or go to Flying Pig Gaming and check out that one. So yeah, mostly, there's actually most of the votes coming in here, I think, are for Leeds United to stay up. I think most people think that Leeds United are going to stay up. Gungshi's voted that they're going to stay up. Ilya's voted that they're going to stay up. Alex thinks that they're going down. Unfortunately, I think if anybody's got a good chance of staying up out of the promoted teams from the Championship last year, then it is going to be Leeds, unfortunately. They've got a really big fan base, don't they? They've got the support. They've got the money as well. I mean, there's not many Championship sides that can just go out in the window and even bring in a player like Rodrigo, a Spanish international. For 28 million, I think they spent. It's not chump change. There's not many football clubs that can even go and do that. So the fact that they can sort of separates them from the pack a little bit there of the teams that have come up. KM says Fulham, Villa and Newcastle to get relegated. Yeah, you know, that quite possibly, especially if Villa do lose out on Jack Grealish there and they're not able to replace. Mrs. P's in the gas says 180 legends in here. Shout out to each and every one of you guys that's tuning in right now. Yeah, just to give you my overall conclusion then, folks. I don't want to chew your ear off all freaking day long. But just to give you my overall conclusion, I think that United should absolutely sign Donny van der Beek. I think they should get the money spent. If that valuation that we're hearing being bandied around is correct, 40 million euros, that's great value for a player that is going to be playing in the Dutch side for the next decade, that will end up at one of the top clubs if it's not United, and is just a much better value player than some of the other players that are around, especially in the Premier League. So I think it does represent a lot of good value, that deal, and we should go out there and get the business done. He's a player that you might not be, maybe we shouldn't be expecting like ultimate, like he's bloody Michael Laudrup or something straight away, but he might develop into a top player. He's already been very impressive. He's already shown at Ajax what he can do, and I think that he's ready to take the step up to the next level. And the Premier League, playing for Manchester United in the Premier League, is definitely a step up. So, yeah, I think that there's a good chance of that. Hey, shout out to everybody that's in here today, by the way. Great stream. Thanks for all watching and getting involved. Codemeister, he says, yo, Flying Pig, Donny has told his teammates that he's leaving. He will be a United player by next week. Trust me. Codemeister, thank you for keeping us in the loop there, pal. I very much hope so. I hope that is the case. And all points are leading to the looking good at the moment. Like, it's looking good. Everything's looking good for Manchester United signing Donny van der Beek. There may be some other clubs that are interested in signing him, but at this moment in time, it seems like United's one of the favourites to do it. And look, that's really good, Codemeister. Simon Bennett, how are you doing? Great to see you. Samuel Ingram says, Flying Pig, how is Joel Pereira still playing for Manchester United Football Club despite being out on loan? I have no idea, Samuel Ingram. There's a bunch of players currently playing their trade at United or out on loan at other clubs that I think shouldn't really still be at Manchester United. I don't really understand the necessity of keeping them around. Like, we all know the players. The only thing I think players like Lingard and Jones have really got going for them is they are homegrown players. That's about it. Clinto Steichel Edo guy comments, getting a director of football will be the signing of the season. Exactly what I said earlier, mate. Ideally, the best thing we could do is get Edwin van der Sar in the director of football position. We see Chief Executive Ed Woodward take a back seat, maybe go and be the financial director, maybe go and be the commercial director, maybe go and get some money generated into the football club that he's so bloody good at from practicing in the banking industry and putting his fingers in various different pies for the Glazers over the last last decade. Maybe he should try and continue to do that, but in terms of footballing matters, in terms of leaving it out to the big boys, leaving the big boy stuff to the big boys, that's what he should do. Because he's not a football man. I mean, I don't know about you. If I got a call from Ed Woodward, if I got a FaceTime from Ed Woodward, I would say, who is this King Edward potato phoning me up? Let me speak to Edwin. Or somebody else, if I'm one of these players. Certainly, imagine if we'd had, I know it's just the opposites right now, but imagine if we had Edwin van der Sar right now, and he's our director of football, and he's trying to help and influence and sign players for Manchester United for the manager's vision, for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's vision. He would have such a better chance, I think, of just signing a player than Ed Woodward. Because Ed Wood was just thinking about the financial aspects of the deal. Edwin is looking at the football improvements out there. He's got that personability with the players, the agents. He knows all these people. He's a football man. He's been around the game for a long time. So we all know that would be brilliant. Gungshi says Woodward needs his head peeled. He does. We need to get the old potato peeler out on Ed Woodward, I think, to be fair. Because that skin needs to be freshened up a little bit, like we said. Steve Morrison says, top four going to be very competitive next year or not if City sign Messi. This is it. We could get left behind. If we don't sign anybody this transfer window so far, we probably will get left behind. That's the thing, guys. Like, this is a joke of a window so far. Look, come the end of the window, if we sign Van der Beek, if we signed Sancho, if we've signed Upamecano, we'll all go, yeah, fair enough. It's not always possible to get the deals done early and in through the door right away, even though other football clubs seem to do it. But unless that happens, it's going to be a terrible window. Unless that happens, we are going to be left behind in terms of quality, unfortunately. I've said this team will improve regardless because we've got good young players that are getting better, but we haven't spent like Chelsea have. We haven't improved like Chelsea have. Just over the last couple of seasons, they've had Pulisic come back in there. Sure, they lost Eden Hazard, but is it me or are they trying to do their best to try and close the gap? I mean, Roman's looking for a title charge. I don't know if Lampard's got the cojones or is the man to do it, but he's backing him like he is. He's not doubting his manager. I mean, he never really does. I suppose if it doesn't work out for him, he just sack him and get a new one and spend money on them too. That's how they operate the football club, rightly or wrongly, however you want it. But it doesn't. You can't get away from the fact that we're hindered with the way that we have to go about it, because we should have got these deals done up by now already. Jesse One Arm says, I'm so happy, Pig. Well, let's not get carried away, Jesse One Arm. I hope you're happy for a good reason, by the way, but if it's to do with Van der Beek, then let's not get carried away, because there's still time for Woodward and our board to absolutely F everything up, guys. Come on. Primot says, if Woody Woodpecker begins negotiation for him now, he'll be ours in 2 years. So true. It's so true. 2 years, man. Probably, yeah. Let's send the carrier pigeon away now. Let's send the carrier pigeon around the globe a couple of times, land in Amsterdam, and then hopefully they'll get back to us in a few months. That's basically how it works. Ed Woodward's still dealing in transfers with carrier pigeons, my friend. That's what it seems like. We need to get somebody a bit more new school, somebody who's a bit more tech savvy, rather than using homing birds. You know what I mean? Oh, man, yeah. Codemaster says, I agree, Chelsea have signed the word. They will be challenging for the Premier League title. We need more signings. David Alaba, Thiago and Sancho, Pogba out, maybe. Even if we did have to finance deals, it happens. It's not the end of the world. If we did get Thiago and Van der Beek in instead of Pogba, I would sincerely be happy with that, to be honest, because as much as I think Pogba's a great player, he hasn't offered us all that much over the last few years. And even towards the end of this season, he went off the boil a little bit. I do rate him. I think on his day he's brilliant, but I just see it's too inconsistent. We're not getting into this one again anyway about Paul Pogba because we've gone over it so many times. But yeah, I'm with you, man. Like, we need a bit of activity in this window. There's no excuses. The other clubs are going to potentially be challenging now. I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea do challenge for the title this season with the players they've signed and the progress they've made this window. I wouldn't be surprised if Manchester City challenge regardless, but if they do sign Lionel Messi, bloody hell, I mean, watch out, because that could be the difference maker for them. Just think, they've got players like Messi and Aguero and Bernardo Silva and all these lunatics there still at this football club, and we are lacking a little bit in the depth area, so I think they would just have a field day if they got Lionel. Don't think it's that realistic, still think he'll stay at Barca, but you never know. At least he's linked with them. We don't have the players linked with us at the moment. We've just got Van der Beek realistically being linked with us. Look, this realistic prospect that we are in touch with the club. Romano said it. It's being reported by every news outlet that Manchester United are in contact with him. So, look, we'll see what happens on this one. Thank you, Gungas. He says, come on, Pig. You know you love Pig Bar, really. Well, to be fair, the thing is with Pogba is I don't really have anything against him other than the fact that I think he's not lived up to the standard at United over the last however many years. Joel Morris with a super chat here. Thank you, Joel Morris. Comments, if we sign Van der Beek, Sancho and Badiashile, I would call that a good window. Or Badiashile. How do you say that name? For United. United need to get it done. I agree with you, Joel Morris. I think we need 3 players in this window to be satisfactory. Anything less than that's no good. And I think, like you say, we need a midfielder. Like Van der Beek, we need a centre-back, like this guy, Badiashile. And we need a Sancho-type player. Or a defender. Or we need a wing-back as well, actually. That would be the ideal. Thank you very much. Waves Rolls says, Benoit Badiashile scored for Monaco. Codemeister. We won't Messi, who will go to Manchester City, but we're still on the top for Sancho. Maximilian7 says, we don't have to sign 5 players, just sign 1 Messi, and we win the league. It's interesting, isn't it? Quality or quantity, or both. Like, somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle is what you want, really. I mean, the fact is, if United signed Lionel Messi right now, which isn't realistic anyway, but it would cost us like 900k a week. I'm just going to Google how you say this guy. Benoit Badiashile. I wonder if I can get the pronunciation real quick. Plays for Monaco. Yeah. This guy. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, this guy looks really good and he's really young. He's 19 years of age, this guy. Benoit Badiashile. I don't know how you say his name. I don't know. Do you know what? I don't think we should sign that guy because I can't say his name. I'm just going to have to call him Benoit. But then that conjures up images of Chris Benoit and the crippler crossface and all that. Anyway. Aaron Homeyard, he says, Flying Pig does way much better content and no clickbait nonsense. Oh, right, nice one. Thank you very much for that, Aaron Homeyard. But yeah, we don't talk about other channels and stuff like that on here, ideally, mate. Jonathan Gallagher says, don't know anything about him. Illy United, yeah, I don't really know anything about Benoit Badiashile. I'd be lying if I said I did. I know he's a good young prospect. We've heard some good stuff about him. He's a good physical player. He's pretty tall. He's, $1.92. He's a centre-back, bit of a beast. Physical player. 19, that's the key. He's 19. He's got a bright future. So look, players like this, they're worth taking the gamble on because they're not going to break the bank. They're not going to cost the earth to bring in a football club. I can't believe there's still a whole bunch of you in here tuning in at this time, actually, because we've got into the COD talking hour now. Now we started to talk pure COD. Do us a favour and hit that thumbs up button, everybody. Smash us a like on it. Well, we've got over 100 likes. Over 130 likes, actually. Let's see if we can get to 150 likes on the stream. Shout out to you all for stopping by and getting in here, by the way. Really appreciate it. Yeah, you know, this is a no-nonsense football chat, to be fair. I don't really do too much transfer video stuff. I thought I'd jump on here today because I'm trying to get daily content out for you guys and talk about the main headlines. It's being reported by everybody. So we might as well get on here and have a little chat about it. It's been a great chat with you legends. Samuel Ingram says, Flying Pig, Manchester United should send James Garner, Ethan Laird out on season-long loan to Swansea City to get Premier League. Hey, nice one there, man. I'd like to see those players given a bit of experience. I think maybe Ethan Laird. I think maybe. I know we've got Fosu Mensah who's been played a little bit at the end of the season, but I think Laird might be ready. Might be ready to step up as being that backup for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. We'll see. Nice one. Wow comments. That is good news. Keep your promise. What does that mean? JP says, Pig, have you ever owned a Ford? Oh, because this top, mate, this is just a protest to the Glazers, mate. The only reason I'm wearing this is a protest to the shitty Glazers and that bullshit Chevrolet logo. I'm Team Ford, just out of protest to Chevrolet, man. They butchered our shirt. Any other logo would have been better than that Chevrolet crap. Have I ever owned a Ford, though? I've only owned 4 cars. A Mitsubishi, a Hyundai, a Vauxhall, and a Honda. So no, I've never owned a Ford, mate. I've never owned a Ford. So I'm a walking, talking bag of shit, I suppose, mate. You know what I mean? I'm a poser, mate. I'm a poser. Anyway, let's get on it. Captain Salazar says, Alex Telles, bruv. Yeah, really good left back, isn't he? Yeah, Brazilian. Look, there's players out there. That's what's so frustrating. What about that Reguilon fella who's playing Sevilla? I think Real Madrid own him, though, but... You know, Reguilon, young player, you could probably get him for a reasonable amount of money. Left back. There's a bunch of different ones. Viking Red, are those your cars that you've owned in your time? Fords. You've got a Capri, an Escort, and a Cosworth. You've owned all of those, have you? Ellie doesn't rate Fords too much. They're okay, you know. They're all right, to be fair. They're nothing, but they're all right. They're for the people, aren't they, at the end of the day? But yeah, they're not the best. Anyway, guys, that's it from me, I think. I think we're going to wrap this stream up. I think we're going to wrap it up because, actually, I'll stay on for a few more minutes. Screw it. I'll stay on for 3 more minutes and read a few more of your comments out. So if you want to ask me anything at the end here, get your comments in. Comment here from Wayne Marco, who says, dream midfield, Pogba, Bruno and Donny. Grealish or Sancho in next, and we've got a big shot of the league in my view. Interesting. I think you would have to get a little bit more depth in our squad. Yeah, Sancho in there, Donny in there, that would be great. I cannot imagine signing Donny and Grealish. I know they're different midfielders, different types of midfielders, but even so, I cannot imagine us going to get both of those guys this window, in all honesty. Maximilian says, regarding the Van der Sar stuff, mate, he's the CEO of Ajax, so I believe that it would be a bit of a step down for him to join as director of football. Honestly, I'll take him as the CEO. He's a proper football man. Very interesting point you make there, Maximilian 7. But like I was saying earlier, because it is in the Premier League, because there's so much money surrounding English football, sometimes that can become a factor for making a decision like that. MUFC Matt, shout out to you. Dream car, Porsche 550 Spider. Very nice, very nice. Abdi Leebanks says Kamara, French defender wonder kid. Interesting. Look, there's a bunch of options out there, isn't there, folks? Like, we can go and sign players. That's what's really been the most frustrating thing about this window. All the other clubs are out there signing players. Like we said, Leeds have signed a Spain international this week. Chelsea have signed so many good top quality players and are still being linked with top quality players and probably still will sign those top quality players. And other teams are doing the business, but we are not doing the business at all. It's a shocker, man. It's an absolute gash-tastic shocker, my friends. Like, there's no good reason behind it. Like, we should have got this deal done ages ago, man. Absolutely ages ago. Like, if we were interested in signing Van der Beek, realistically, and we could have got him for 40 million, why the hell didn't we get it done at the start of the window? Why are we allowing the prospect of other teams coming in there, taking him off of us, like Barca or Real or just anybody? Why? Why would we do that? Why wouldn't we just go get the deal done early? I'll tell you why. It's because our board, and unfortunately, I think Ed Woodward, they just don't really know their arse from their elbow. Solskjaer would have given him a list of prospects that he wants to play in his system, in his team. And that's all he can really do. It's not like the old-fashioned days where Alex Ferguson's going round these players' houses and tapping on the door and having chats with them at home over tea and a cup of bloody biscuits. A cup of tea and biscuits. No, it's different. It's changed. It's evolved now. There's all these agents in the game. There's all these protocols you have to go through in order to get these stages and these steps done. And I just think that that's where our team at the top of the United really fails for our manager. Kayam comments, Pig, Liverpool won the league and didn't have a great bench. They just didn't get much injuries to the starting level. You don't need quality bench, you just need 1 or 2 players for rotation. Yes, but it's unlikely that your team's not going to have any injury problems throughout the season. Look at our season last season. How many players got injured throughout the season? There was loads. Martial was injured for a spell. Rashford was injured for a spell. Pogba was injured for a spell. Matic was injured for a spell. McTominay was injured for a spell. Luke Shaw was injured for a spell. Like, come on. I know what you're saying, if everybody stays fit, but I don't think we've got the players in the side to stay fit. I think we've got a few injury-prone players anyway. And also, you just can't gamble on that. You need the depth there just in case. Plus, we are fighting on all different fronts this season now. We're in the Champions League. It's a step up now. It's harder. We've got to improve the squad depth. We've got to improve the squad quality. Yes, improve the starting 11, but at the same time, improve the depth in the squad. 100%. Jake the Muss comments and says, Messi, City. Confident that Messi's going to City, are you? I wouldn't put it past them because they can spend the money. And if Messi does want to leave... Oh my God, look at this. We've got 142 likes and 1 dislike. What a bunch of bloody legends you are. Thanks for watching this stream today. Hit that like button and let's see if we can get 150. And if you are new, there's probably a few new people on this channel right now. So hit that subscribe button, click that bell icon. I'll keep you up to date with all things Man United, what's going on at this football club, who's coming in, who's going out, when it happens. And we can also check out the website if you're interested in a bit of toilet material to read while you're on the toilet. Check out my website, flyandpigunited.com. Shout out to Griffo Chaz for the great articles, everybody else as well. Really appreciate everybody who sent them in. In fact, I've got a couple more articles that are due to go on there today, so keep a lookout on that website, flyandpigunited.com. Pratic07, shout out to you, Pratic. Jonathan Gallagher, financial fair play is nonsense. I agree with you, mate. It's an absolute joke. Zokuwana Zoti comments, Pessi to City deal done. So you think the Messi deal is going to get done? Yeah, I mean, look, we'll see. If Messi does end up at City, they're going to be pretty formidable next year. I've said it before. If Messi signs for City, then Manchester United, just out of principle, we have to go and sign Ronaldo from Juventus. If not, then it just goes to show you, and it wouldn't happen, but if not, it just goes to show you how suck-ass the Glazers actually are at running this football club, guys. Because if they would allow Lionel Messi to just sign for City without going to try and do something about it ourselves, it just shows you they're prepared to just roll over and get fourth place every year. That's what they're really going for. Keep that money coming in. Whether or not they win it or they finish fourth, it probably doesn't bother them that much. They're looking at the bottom line at the end of the day. And I don't think they would ever go and do that. But they should do that. Seriously, if Messi signed for City, what's the best thing you could do? How do you counteract that? How do you get those? How do you close that gap in points that probably will present itself from having the golfing class and quality there? Well, you go and get the other best player in the world. Now, United of old would have done that. Gungshi says, cough, PayPal, my good pig. Oh, thank you so much, Gungshi. Sorry, mate, I've missed that, dude. I've missed that. And Gungshi sent another one as well. He says, cheeky donation for a cheeky swine. Thank you so much for that, Gungshi, mate. Shout out to all the Bacon Brigade as well, getting in here today. And just, Gungshi, incredible support from you, man, over there in Taiwan. Really appreciate it, dude. I hope you did get some sleep and get some rest yesterday. And I hope the back's playing up, I hope the back's not playing up today, mate, and it's a bit better. But yeah, I don't know if you're going to be up later, probably not, but I'll be doing a gaming stream, like I say, on the gaming channel later, a bit of FIFA action. Next episode, if anybody tuned in last night and enjoyed it, come over to the gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming, there's a link in the description. Abdi Limax comments, I heard he gets 1.5 million a week. Is that true? Are you talking about Ronaldo or Messi? I'm not too sure, actually. I think Messi's on about 900,000 euros a week, which is insane. I'm not too sure how much Cristiano Ronaldo's on. But you are right, though. Like, is that really a sensible thing to do anyway? I know I've just said that, but when you actually think about it, Ronaldo's old now. He's like 35. To be honest, it's not that stupid, actually, because he's such a good player, such a big brand. How much money are you going to generate off of having Cristiano Ronaldo at your team? How much interest are you going to generate having Ronaldo at your team? And how many goals are you going to generate having Cristiano Ronaldo in your team? So even though it's a big money deal for an old player, it's not, because you get a lot of that back, guys, you do. Just in terms of what it brings to your stature of your football club. He's transcended football, this man. Ian Ho comments, do you think we still have a shot for Sancho? I do, mate, I do. I'd be lying if I said that I don't think we're going to sign him. I still think come the end of the window we will get him. But I think it's just preposterous that we haven't done it already. I think it's a joke. I think it just goes to show you how our clubs run and how they're just looking to finance every deal now for the football club. Bought it with debt, and they'll finance all our deals with debt if they can. It's a joke, man. They're just trying to, like, spread it out over a few seasons, and I just totally disagree with it. I think we should just get him, whichever way we can. You don't see Man City doing bullshit like that. Bloody hell, guys, we've hit 150 likes. Shout out to every single one of you that's got in this stream today. We've just done about an hour, have we? That's mental, so I didn't realise we were going that long. So we've just been chatting COD on here for nearly the best part of an hour, actually. We're almost at an hour, so I'll stay around for a couple more minutes until we're at an hour. We might as well call it the afternoon lazy Sunday hour show. Viking Red says, Pig, ask the question, 1 or 2 for Ronnie. What do you mean? Would you... Oh, okay, yes, Viking Red, yeah. So would you like Cristiano Ronaldo to come back to Manchester United, or do you think that would actually hurt us in the long run because of the wages that he's on? Have a vote. Give us a vote if you would take Ronaldo back at United and you think that would be one of the best things we could do in the window. Stick a 1 in there. And if you think that, no, it's not a good idea getting somebody older who's not really going to be around the club that long, maybe it'd be better to spend that sort of money that you could spend on Ronaldo on a few younger players. Stick a 2 in there. Steve Morrison with a 2, Gungshi with a 1. I believe that we should do our utmost to get him, but it's not going to happen, is it? We're just talking about sheer speculation, and I'm only saying that should be the case if United if City were to sign Messi. Like, if Messi ended up at City, like I said, the natural thing for me to think in my mind is, wow, the gap's going to be bigger now. Like, the golfing class, they had a great team and they've just added the best player in the world to it. What do we need to do in order to stop that? Well, you need to fight fire with fire, my friends, and that is where I think of Cristiano Ronaldo. But it's not a realistic proposition. It's just not going to happen, unfortunately, I don't think. Right then, let's have a look at a few more comments, lads and lasses. Then I'm going to get cracking on with my afternoon. But like I said, we'll be back on with a live stream later on the gaming channel. So subscribe to Flying Pig Gaming if you are not already, and that way you'll be kept up to date with when we go live and stuff like that. Shout out to Iwan Bakri, who's voted with the 2, thinks it would be best not to go Ronaldo, thinks it would be best to go with younger players. Primot says Fred leaving to Turkey. Any merit to that? I haven't heard anything about that, actually, but look, I don't think so. I think Fred's actually a very good midfielder for us to keep around the football club because, like I say, he's the jack of all trades in the midfield. He may not be that great at any one thing. I don't think he's as good as Matic defensively. I don't think he's as good, like dictating play or passing as Pogba or Bruno. I don't think he's as physical as McTominay or has as much determination or heart as him. Or I think he's good all round, though. I don't think he's brilliant at anything. So I think he's actually a useful player to have in the squad because if you need a player who can create, if you need a player who can defend, he can do all that stuff. So I wouldn't get rid of him this season. I think we need to be adding to the depth in this side, not taking it away. Rach United says, we definitely need a leader. I'd make Bruno captain. Me too. We've gone over this 100%. I totally agree. I just think Bruno's a ready-made captain. I was saying, like, say what you want about me, whatever. I was saying we should have made Bruno captain before any of this Greece Harry Maguire business happened. I was saying that now Bruno's come in here, now he's shown the leadership, he should be the captain. Jonathan Gallagher says, Pig, what is your favourite shop? Mate, I don't really know, mate. That's a bit of a strange question, isn't it? To be honest, it's probably Poundland. Tells you everything you need to know about me, mate. Like, I do like Poundland, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, the pound store, says Mrs. P. Kayam says, Pig, would you sign Mike Ollie? You nearly got me there, Kayam. You nearly got me. Shout out that United family getting in here as well. Chayawat Porn Wassin. What? Is that legit? He says, come on. Anyway, Common, how you doing there, Chayawat? What's crack-a-lackin' yet? There you go, Poundland. Commoners, my friend. What can I say? Right then, you buddy bunch of legends, I'm going to leave this video there, but thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you that's got in here today. Hit that thumbs up button, give it a cheeky little like before you go if you have not done so. If you're new to this channel, subscribe to the channel. You can click the bell icon as well. That will notify you when we go live. We'll be covering Manchester United's transfer window in its entirety over the next couple of weeks. Of course, building up to the new season as well. I've got a couple of interviews with Manchester United players coming over the next couple of weeks as well. I won't tell you who they are until I'm ready to announce them. But when we do, I will. You have a bit of content there to watch. There's one coming on Tuesday and then next week as well. So keep a lookout for those, folks. Subscribe, hit that bell icon, follow me on social media at Mr. Flying Pig HD or Flying Pig United. You can also check out the website for Man United news, flyingpigunited.com, and just, yeah, have a great bloody day. Thank you again for watching. Get your thoughts in after this video is finished as well if I haven't responded to you, because I do try and respond to everyone, but if I have not, then thank you so much for watching. Zokunama Zote says, you mentioned my name earlier, so I'm going to sub. There you go. It's not the easiest name to mention either. Zokwananama. Sorry, I messed it up again. But yeah, thank you very much. Subscribe to the channel if you are new to the channel, folks. We're marching on past 25,000 subscribers, everybody. Shout out to everybody that's been here, whether you've been subscribed for 7 years, which is when we started in 2013, or 7 months, or 7 weeks, or 7 minutes, then thank you very much for getting involved and watching. I'll see you soon anyway. This is the Pig on Flying Pig United. Thanks for watching. Come back, have your say on Donny van der Beek to United. If you think we need to sign anybody else, get your thoughts in about the United's transfer dealings this summer and what you think about it in general. That's going to be it from me. Thanks for watching. This is the Pig on Flying Pig United. Take it easy and come on, United. Yes, nice one. Great show, guys. So many of you in here today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for having your say. I hope I did read your comments out. Stefan Harringtonio, shout out to you at the end. I try to read everybody's out. Shout out to Pro Bash Bangla TV as well. Says, yes, Pig, let's go for Donny. Shout out Pro Bash. Shout out Mujamil Pathan. And Ellie, Gungshi, Mrs. P, all the usual legends. This is the Patreon credits as well. Shout out to all the people that support this show on Patreon. There's a link in the description if you want to. Obviously, it's free. You don't have to, but shout out to everyone that does. And also, Tier 2 channel members appear on this list as well. Thank you for the support, guys. Thank you for believing in what we do at this channel. It's growing. It's getting bigger. It's getting better. So stick around. Anyway, that's going to be it from me. Appreciate every one of you watching. I'll see you very, very soon, like I say, on the gaming channel for a video later. And whatever Manchester United news, like proper news, does materialise, we will be getting right smack banging on this channel. So make sure you've clicked that bell and make sure you are subscribed. See you on the next one. Take it easy.